it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. I am here for a declutter slash Instagram sale video. If you saw my project Use It Up 2016 update, I will have showed you a couple of the products that I decided to declutter from that challenge. Those are going to be in here as well, and I do want to show you everything from the other parts of the rest of my collection that I decided to declutter. So let's get into it. The first two items are ones that I am just going to toss out. I'm not going to try to pass them on or sell them or anything. The first one being the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous Makeup in the shade N3. I'm decluttering this because it oxidized and there's no way I'm ever going to be able to use this. It is fairly old, probably 3 or 4 years old, so I don't want to pass it on to someone else and have them maybe have kind of yuckiness because it's so old. So passing that on, or throwing that out. Then I'm also throwing out the Lorac Lip Luster Cream in the shade Tiara. I have been trying to use this up since December 2014. So I've almost had it for 2 years, and I'm tossing this one out because I have used probably about maybe a quarter to a half of the product, and I just don't feel like that is something that you can pass on to someone else. So those two items are going to be tossed out. Then these next set of products are ones that I am going to be passing on to friends and family, people I know that would be able to get some use out of these items. The first one is the Carol's Daughter Almond Cookie Healing Hand Cream for dry hands. I got this in a set for Christmas from my mother-in-law, but it's not that I don't like it or anything. It's just that I have a lot of body creams and body butters to go through that I use on my hand, so it's just going to take me a long time to get to this. So instead of it going bad, I'm going to pass it on. Then I have two foundations, the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous in the shade 115 and 120. I'm going to pass these on because they are too dark for me, and even though I could try to make them work, or at least the 115, I decided to only keep my two high-end foundations that are darker, so I'm going to pass these on to someone else. Then next I do have two brow products. The first one is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Waterproof Brow Mousse in the shade Taupe. I am going to pass this on to someone else that has lighter hair, and I think this is going to work for them because it has red tones in it, and I think that will be flattering. Then I'm also decluttering this Essence Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara. This is in the shade 01 Blondie Brows. You haven't seen this yet. I did buy this one and the Brownie Brows, but the Blondie Brows I thought maybe could work for me since I am going lighter with my hair, but it just has too much of a red tint in it for me, and I like to have more cool tone brows, so I'm going to pass this on as well. Then I do have I have 4 eyeshadows here. The first one is this Urban Decay, I think it's the Heavy Metal, no it's not. It's the Urban Decay eyeshadow in Glitter Rock. I've only ever swatched this. I just recently got this in gratis, but it is similar to a lot of the Makeup Geek shades I have, so instead of just putting this in my collection and waiting to use it probably for never, I'm going to pass this on. I'm also passing on my ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Puppy Love. I tried to use this once as a face highlight, and then once on the eyes, and it just didn't work for me. I'm just not a fan of the formula, but it is a really nice color, and I think somebody else would be able to get some better use out of this, and I'm still happy that I purchased it because it did support a good cause. Just didn't work out for me. Then next I have two Milani Bella Eyes Gel Powder eyeshadows. I have 01 Bella Ivory and 03 Bella Cappuccino. Bella Ivory I was using it in my project pan, but this is more of a brow bone highlight and an inner corner highlight, and that's not what I was using it as. I was using it as an all over shade before I go in with my actual eyeshadow colors, so it just didn't work for that. So I don't want to just hang on to it because I have other shades that would do the same thing for me, so I'll just pass it along. And then same story with the Bella Cappuccino. I have other shades like this that I can be using, and I've had these for about a year, so I don't want to just keep holding on to them for longer. Then next, I do have some cheek products. The first one is this e.l.f. Pressed Mineral Blush in the shade Cabo Cabana. It is really nice and really warm, and I do like it, but I have some other blushes in my collection that are similar to this, so I'm going to let this one go. I'm also going to let go of the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the satin finish of Prenup. I honestly didn't even use this on my cheeks. I don't have a small stipple brush or like a stippling brush to apply it, and I didn't want to try to use my finger and then absolutely hate it. So instead of not having the right tools and applying it and not liking it, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to pass this on to someone else. I am also passing on my Hourglass Ambient Lighting blush palette. Like, I never thought I was going to pass this on, but again, I do have shades similar to these in my collection, so instead of holding on to it and then maybe using it again, since I took it out of my project Show Me Some Pan, I'm going to pass this on so somebody else can get some use out of it. And really the only shade that has a big dent is Luminous Flush, and so I feel like all right about passing this on. Then I do have some face products. I do have my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette, just the regular one. I am passing this on because I'm not going to reach for these anymore. I hit my goal of hitting pan on incandescent light. Dim light is just not for me, and then radiant light, I couldn't figure out how to use it for me, so I will pass this along to someone else so they can try it. Then I do have a bronzer, the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion in the shade 10M. I really like this bronzer, and I did get some good use out of it. I did have to scrape the top layer because it did have some hard pan on it, but since I have done that, I have used it, and it like brought it completely back to life. So I'm going to pass this on because it is a similar color, a light warm bronze, compared to the Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light. So I'm just going to use that one instead, and I'm going to give this guy a new home. Then last that I'm going to be passing on for face products, I have two highlights. I have the Physicians Formula Shimmer Strip and the Natural Nude. I realized that I was only using this because I had it and not because I wanted to. In the sections that I was using, I have highlighters that are similar to it. So again, I will pass this on so somebody else can try it and get some use out of it. And then last, I am passing on the Wet n Wild Fergie. This is the Hollywood Boulevard Highlight. I searched high and low to get this, and I'm glad that I did, and I'm glad that I used it. But a couple of my Becca highlighters are similar to this, so I will pass this on so somebody who maybe doesn't have the Becca can get some use out of it. It's a really good shade, and I really love it, but I was, again, just using these two because I had them, not because I wanted to use them, and I would rather want to use my collection than be forced to use it. All of the powder, or everything that you've seen here except for like the brow mascara and the foundation and the lotion, all of them have been sprayed down with alcohol and sanitized, and I've also sanitized my lip products except for the ones in tubes that I can't sanitize, but whoever I'm passing these on to hopefully will be okay with that. If they're not, then they can get rid of them themselves. So from my Project Use It Up 2016 update, I am decluttering the Lorac Lip Luster Creams in Rain and Crown Jewel. I've only ever swatched both of those on my hands, never on my lips, so I feel like it is safe to get rid of those. Then I do have the two Bite Double-Ended Duos. I have Date and Fig and Scarlet and Poppy. I'm getting rid of these so that way I can focus on my full sizes that have been just waiting in my collection, and these took longer than expected to use up because I did use up Musk and Red Sienna. So I'm satisfied with using those. I will pass these on so someone else can try Bite Beauty. Then I do have some liquidy lipstick type products. The first one is the last of my Too Faced Melted Liquefied Longwear lipsticks. This is in the shade Chihuahua. I really like this, but I have, I think that the ColourPop Ultra Matte in, what is it, Lumiere 2 from Kathleen Lights is a very, very, very close alternative to this one. And this formula isn't really my favorite, so I'm going to pass it on. Then, speaking of Kathleen Lights, I am going to pass on the 2 liquid lipsticks that she collabed with Ofra Cosmetics. I am going to pass on the shade Miami Fever and Havana Nights. I just have shades that are similar in my collection, and I haven't used these ones on the lips yet. I've just hand swatched them, so I'll give someone else the joy of being able to use these. I'm passing these on to someone who is also a Kathleen Lights fan, so she will be happy, hopefully, to receive those. Then I do have my other Ofra long-lasting liquid lipstick in the shade Americano. Again, I have or had a similar shade, or it's a shade that I'm not going to wear. I've only hand swatched this, so I'm passing it along. Then next, this was actually a really big surprise to me, but ever since I added in the ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip in the shade Clueless, the mini like half size, I realized that I really don't care for this formula. So upon digging deeper into my collection, aside from the shade Beeper, I have these shades already in my collection. Well, I have these two. I have one like Creeper and one like Tool, and I would rather wear something that's a little bit more hydrating, that's in the shade of More Better. But Beeper I don't have anything like, so it was really hard, and maybe I'll regret this, maybe I won't, but I am going to declutter these 4 mini ColourPop Ultra Matte lips. Yeah, I can't believe I'm doing it, but I think I'm actually going to be relieved to have them out of my collection. Is my hair looking alright? I feel like I've got like a weird hoopy from my clip, but then last for items that I'm going to pass on, I have 2 ColourPop lippy sticks. I have one in the shade I Heart This and one in Bichette. I'm going to be passing these along with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 ColourPop lippy sticks. Now, if you would have told me when I purchased all my ColourPop items that I would be decluttering and I would be down to having 5 lip liners and 6 lippy sticks, I would have told you that you were crazy and that I was never getting rid of my ColourPop, but here we go, 10 more are leaving my collection. I'll run through the colors really quick. I Heart This and Bichette to match the lip liners. Then I have Fancy, Heart On, Scandy, Cheers, Frenchie, Lady, Punky, and Cookie. All of these were either really close to something I already had in my collection or a shade that I just wasn't going to reach for. So it's finally time to let these go. So those are all the items that I am for sure going to be passing on to a loved one for them to try. Really happy about it. And now let's go on to the few items I have that I'm going to post on my Instagram so that they will be for sale. If you guys like these items, go on over to my beauty Instagram. It is Sarah Allison Beauty. It is always linked on the Instagram icon on my channel's main page here on YouTube. And I'm going to post a picture. From that picture, go ahead and comment down below and email me to my business email, which is sarahallison@gmail.com. It's always listed down below, and it is listed on my in my bio on my Instagram, on my beauty Instagram page. So leave a comment and then send me an email, and we can work out all the details. But yeah, let's just get into what I got. So first, let's go over the 2 liquid products. I am putting up 2 of my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors. I have the shade Opal and the shade Topaz. Opal, I have used up a full in the Spotlight, and I realized that Moonstone just fits my skin tone better. It's not that I don't like Opal, but I do have it in the pressed version, so if I want to use it, I will get my Opal Glow from that. I have only ever swatched this, so maybe like 2 full pumps of product are missing from each of these. So if you would like them, go over to my Instagram. Then another highlight product that I am getting rid of, or I'm decluttering. I don't like saying getting rid of because it makes it sound like, oh, this is a terrible product and I'm just throwing it out and I want nothing to do with it. It's just something that I haven't been reaching for, so I want it to go to a better home. So next is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Lightscapade. I was very excited to get this, and I'm still very excited I have it, but it just doesn't show up as bright as I would like on my skin. So there are other highlights in my collection that I prefer over this one. So I'm going to go ahead and let this one go. I think this would be great for someone that has fair skin, similar to my skin tone, and is looking for a subtle highlight, not like that you can see me from space kind of highlight beam. It is gorgeous. This has been sanitized, and I will sanitize it again before I send it out, along with all of the other powder products, but that is MAC Lightscapade. Then on to other cheek products. I do have a palette here. It is a face palette. It is a MAC Pro like custom palette. And I have the whole palette, and these 3 shades are going to be combined as one. So we have the Pulp palette here, and then we have 2 shaping powders. We have MAC's Pro Emphasize and MAC Sculpt. And then we do have a Pro Blush over here, and this is the shade Melba. So this is not Emphasize, Soft Focus, Sculpt, and Melba are the 3 items in this whole palette that I would like to find a new home for. I've only ever finger swatched these powders, and I did spray them with alcohol. Now spray them again for anyone who is curious. So there's that. And then last, I have 2 eyeshadow palettes. The first one is the Too Faced Natural Matte Palette. This is never used. I haven't even swatched it. There is a little nick over here on Sexpresso, just from a tissue from when I was wiping off the excess alcohol on the side when I sanitized it. But I just looked at my other Too Faced palettes, my chocolate bar palettes, and I have similar shades in there, so there's no sense in hanging on to this guy anymore. It's a gorgeous palette, and I love it. It's so nice and warm, but I think somebody else might be able to get some better use out of this. And then last, I never ever thought in a million years I would be putting this in a declutter and like wanting someone else to get more use out of it. It is the MAC eyeshadow times 15 in the Nordstrom's natural? Yeah, the Nordstrom Natural palette. So I can't believe it, but this whole guy right here, I would like to find a new home for. I only ever used 1 shade, and that was once, and that was All That Glitters right here in the middle. Everything else, I didn't even swatch. So I don't think that you can get this on Nordstrom any longer. So this was limited edition, and I would just like for somebody else to be able to get some use out of it, because I'm not. So yeah, I have the Nordstrom Naturals, the Too Faced Natural Matte, the MAC like face half palette, MAC Lightscapade Mineralized Skin Finish, and then the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal and Topaz. Those guys there will be a picture on my Instagram. Like I said, just comment on it for the product that you are interested in, and then email me to my beauty like business email, and we will work something out. I just want to find better homes for these guys. So that is my declutter. I just moved out a bunch of products from my collection, and I couldn't be happier. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!